Recently in a small group, we were discussing different spiritual disciplines and the ones that we personally struggled the most to practice with regularity. Almost unanimously, fasting was the one that most people had trouble with. It's no surprise that in our consumer-driven, pleasure-seeking culture, the practice of intentionally denying yourself would be so difficult for us. Yet we see that fasting was an expected practice in both the Old and New Testaments. On the subject of fasting, Jesus instructed his followers by saying, "When you fast, not if you fast." Fasting is the practice of giving up something we normally would consume to turn our focus on God, with the denial of food being the primary biblical fast. We can think of fasting and celebration being two sides of the same coin. Both are ways to remind us of God's goodness, but fasting does a unique work of revealing the brokenness inside of us, which humbles us in the sight of God. This leads to repentance and to a transformed life. So here are some tips for fasting, specifically when fasting from food. Plan things ahead of time. As you prepare to fast, try and plan your diet intentionally. And try not to fill up the time during a fast with work and with meetings, but rather keep it free to intentionally seek God. Walk before you can run and build it up gradually. Fasting is a discipline, and therefore it takes time and repetition. If you're new to fasting, don't start with a 40-day fast, but rather start with a meal or give up a specific type of food or drink. Next, pay attention to the attitude of your heart. Is your fast revealing sins such as gluttony or pride? Ask yourself throughout this fast what God is revealing in you and what He needs to change in you. When things get difficult and hunger pangs start, keep going. If there isn't discomfort, you probably aren't doing it right. So in the midst of that discomfort, pray for strength. Remain humble and thank God for the spiritual and physiological work He's doing in you. And finally, fast alongside others. While fasting can be very personal, there's incredible power in a group of disciples coming together to pray and fast around a focused cause. So whether it's during a traditional season of fasting like Lent or a specific purpose, make corporate fasting a regular rhythm in you and your community.